So in this video, I want to talk about the anime series known as Chained Soldier. Now, there are two names for this. I can't technically say the other name, which is the Japanese one, but if you want to find it, you can. And that is just due to the fact that it has one specific word in there that YouTube will absolutely lose their call over. And if you look it up, you'll understand as soon as you see the word. But there is the English word, which is the English translation, which is Chained Soldier. And apparently, I've been told that it doesn't follow the proper translation because of the fact that certain translators were triggered by it, or publishers, or some reason whatsoever. I've seen a variety of different things that there was issues with using the specific work that even I can't use in the video, so hopefully you understand. But this is a series that I watched the first episode. I wasn't gonna watch it straight away. I was planning to watch it probably mid through the season itself, but I decided to watch it just because of all the screenshots just shown on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it. So definitely follow me on there for some juicy takes. And I saw it and I was like, you know what, I'm going to give this a look. And the reason being was because I kind of came up with the terminology of, it's basically a guy working out that he has a domination kink. And that's just because of the fact that he does become basically dominated and enslaved by this chick and used as a tool or a weapon, and they work together. But the relationship's just kind of funny. And it kind of reminded me of a bunch of other series that kind of have like a dorm and there's a bunch of girls and it's a girls only and he's the only male character and he has this more intimate relationship with one specific girl, but the other girls kind of like him. And as soon as I saw the ending of the series, I instantly went and looked up the series online because I wanted to see what the tags were, and straight away I knew it was going to be a harem series just from the first episode itself. So yeah, the tags are of course action, ecchi, fantasy, harem, supernatural. So it's one of those where I kind of twigged straight away as soon as I saw the dorm and the girls, and it's like, oh yeah, you're now the sort of the maid of the dorm. I was like, okay, this is going to be one of those harem series where you're going to get a couple of girls that are a little bit rough around the edges with him, and they'll slowly warm up to him as time goes on, and they'll all fall in love with him. And I would assume they'll probably add some more girls in there as time goes on. That's kind of like the cliche kind of thing to do, but I still really enjoy these kind of animes, even though, yeah, they're cliche. I love the etchiness. Like, I saw one person say this is like High School DxD in a sense. I mean, I can't disagree with it, but at the same time, it's got its own different spin to it as well. And just the combination between the main protagonist and the female protagonist is an interesting one to say the least. It's basically these chicks that have these powers that they gain, and so they basically work with a male partner, if you get the gist, to enhance their power and then defeat all these demons and monsters, etc. So it's kind of the way you kind of see it with a lot of these kind of series. But there's actually a couple of other animes that follow this kind of stuff, where like the individuals have to like make out to gain powers. There's a couple of animes out there that do have that, where male and a female have to do something sort of intimate to enhance their powers. There's a couple. One of them is Freezing, if you haven't ever heard of that series. That's an oldie and a classic. But there's a couple like HXH, not Hunter x Hunter, but another series called HXH, which is super fan servicey, where they do like full on like softcore stuff, and yeah, they enhance their power, and it's the main male protagonist that's kind of working with all these girls. So it kind of reminded me a lot of that, which is why it's piqued my interest. And I think this is going to be one of those where it's going to have its strong following, but at the same time, I also think it is going to get a bit of controversy just because of how fan servicey it's probably going to be with the making out and everything. And I mean, they're not scared to show like rear shots, all kinds of good stuff. I'm expecting some cleavage. I'm expecting him to walk in on them getting dressed multiple times. Yeah, I'm expecting the whole kit and caboodle as far as the fan service goes. So I think some of this will trigger people, which is fine. Just go watch something else, and I think some people will really enjoy what this story has to offer. I did see one comment when I was talking about it on X or Twitter, and someone said, oh, this would be a feminist's dream. I'm like, no. The reason being is straightforward. It's about a guy and a girl making out, and a bunch of girls falling in love with him. So, yeah. It's going to be a fun series. It's meant to be 12 episodes. It's based on a manga, and I'm expecting this to just drawing a lot of attention. Even before the anime came out, they already announced figures as well, so I'm assuming they're expecting this to really blow up. Though I did see some complaints about the CGI. I haven't really noticed anything bad about the CGI as of yet, but I can understand maybe some people are concerned because there are a lot of good animes out there that should have done better, that had bad CGI. So I'm a Spider, So What is one of those, and another isekai series as well that had CGI that started off good and then kind of went downhill. So we'll just have to see where things go as far as like the anime goes. So this is more just a first impression. So I definitely think it's worth watching if you are into the ecchi fantasy harem supernatural kind of thing. I mean, this, especially if you're into the harem ecchi component, then this will be right up your alley. That's to say for sure. So I'm enjoying it. But then I knew what I was going into just because of all the screenshots I saw, and that's what got me more interested. The concept of it being like a dorm, and the girls kind of going out there defeating monsters, saving people, going up higher in the ranks, and they've got their own sort of like their own objectives in life. But there is some of the cliche components about their personalities, like you've got the kind of young, I believe she's quite young. She's the preschooler kind of character, 11 years old or something like that, where she's seen as the senior above still the main male protagonist. But you've got the young character, you've got the tsundere, you've got the busty one, you've got the energetic. As I said before, I'm expecting more characters to be added, or at least other characters from the sidelines that will come in and out. But I feel like those will be the main core characters that the main protagonist will interact with, and especially with the main female protagonist, who they will be working together to defeat all these enemies and opponents as they go through. So it's a cool concept, but it is got some cliche aspects to it. But that's what you kind of expect with these kind of series. You go into it knowing that it's got some cliche aspects, and I'm just interested to see where the story goes beyond that. Like, again, it's that the two supernatural forces appeared simultaneously on Earth. That's what the synopsis says. Entrances from another dimension, and these girls having to defeat, save, all that kind of stuff. And there's clearly some politics behind it as well. So we'll have to see. I really do think it's worth a watch if you are into that series. And I'd love to ask the question off to you, the individuals that have read the manga, because this is again based on a manga. What do you think of it? Because before even the anime came out, as I mentioned, figures were out. So clearly popular series. But there was a lot of people hyping this up. Now, you could say people were gassing it up or it's overhyped. But I don't like using the word overhyped just purely for the fact that, again, the word overhyped to me is seen as diminishing someone's personal excitement for a series. I would just say there's definitely been a lot of hype from fans of the series really saying, hey, you know, they really love this series. So knowing what the basics is and seeing some of the excitement for it, I am very interested to see where the story goes on from there. So I'd ask the question off to you: what do you think of the series so far? Have you read the mangas? What are your thoughts about the mangas? And who is your favorite character in the series? So again, if you like this video, hit the like, subscribe, and I'll see you beautiful nerds in the next video.